Hi friends, it's Miss Jenifer at Somerset Academy of Music, and today I'm going to show you how to play the D sharp minor arpeggio. That's right, I'm going to take you through all the correct fingering with the right and left hand, both separately and together, 1 and 2 octaves. Before we get started, I'd just like to thank you for watching the video, and if you find it at all helpful, I would like to ask you to please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing to my channel, and sharing this video with your friends and families. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave those in the comment section down below. Before we get started, I want to point out one interesting and important fact, that D sharp is the enharmonic of E flat. What that means is that the note D sharp and E flat are the same pitch or key on the piano, and therefore when we play the D sharp minor arpeggio, it's exactly the same as the E flat minor arpeggio. So all the fingering and keys will be the same, you simply would just call them different letters. So when you learn this D sharp minor arpeggio, you're actually also learning the E flat minor arpeggio at the same time. They look and sound exactly the same. The only thing is different is that each one of the letters will be referred to as a different name. So I just like to point that out, that you're actually learning 2 minor arpeggios for the price of 1. So the key of D sharp minor has 6 sharps. That's F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and E sharp. The key of E flat minor has 6 flats. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C flat. If you have any questions about C flat and E sharp, those particular accidentals, I will put a link for my video that explains everything you need to know about sharps, flats, and enharmonics. So I'm going to be referring to this arpeggio as the D sharp throughout the rest of this video, but just remember, it works exactly the same as the E flat. So as I mentioned, there are 6 sharps in the key of D sharp minor, but we are only going to need to worry about 3 of those, and that's the D sharp, the F sharp, and the A sharp. Those are the only 3 notes that are in the arpeggio. So all those other sharps, although it's important to know that they're in the key signature, we don't really need them for our purposes today. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go through the right hand with the letter names, and they are D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp, A sharp, F sharp, D sharp. The fingers for 1 octave are 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. Another interesting thing that I'd like to point out is that we are using our pinky and thumb on the black keys, you may have noticed. And that is unusual because normally during scales and arpeggios, we try to avoid our pinky and thumb on black keys because they do slow us down. However, since this particular arpeggio uses all black keys, we have no choice but to use our pinkies and thumbs. And this only happens a few times in music, that we have a chord or an arpeggio that is all black keys. That's kind of unusual. When we do that, it causes kind of a little bit of a difficulty and a change in the fingering because we are playing on these skinny, long keys, and so it does feel a little more precarious. It is easier for our fingers to fall off, and you probably, for the most part, most musicians have to play these arpeggios and scales a little slower, a little more concentration until you've perfected them to stay on just these tiny keys. And also your hand is more into the keyboard as opposed to out here on the white keys. We're going to be more in on the keyboard. So that is why we are using this particular finger. So let me go over the finger numbers for 1 octave D sharp minor. And they are 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. If we want to turn that into 2 octaves, what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, and instead of using 5 here, we're going to take our thumb and tuck it under. 1, 2, 3, 5. The way back down, that's 5, 3, 2, 1. Cross your 3rd finger. 3, 2, 1. I'll do that again slower. Let's look at the left hand. The left hand is going to be playing the same notes, so I'll just go over the fingering. We are going to be using our 4th finger instead of our 3rd finger in the left hand. And the fingers are as follows for 1 octaves. 5, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 4, 5. Let's make that 2 octaves. That's 5, 4, 2, 1. Then here we're going to cross our 4, 2, 1. Coming back down, that's 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5. All right, let's take a look at putting those together. Nothing changes in the fingering. It just takes a little bit of practice to get the hands together. This is what one octave hands together looks like. D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp, A sharp, F sharp, D sharp. 2 octaves. D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp, A sharp, F sharp, D sharp, A sharp, F sharp, D sharp. Here it is with no talking. There you go. That's how we play the D sharp minor or E flat minor arpeggio. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to my channel, and feel free to share any of my videos at any time. And if you have any comments or suggestions, leave those in the comment section down below, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video real soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.